is more than a historical retelling. It is a penetrating study of the human psyche, particularly the innate drive for significance and legacy. Alexander Hamilton, as portrayed in the musical, embodies a psychological tension between the desire to be remembered and the often overlooked cost of pursuing that remembrance. Through his relentless ambition, Miranda crafts a character study that resonates far beyond historical fact, reflecting universal truths about identity, motivation, and the consequences of prioritizing significance over personal relationships and well-being. Before we begin, this video is sponsored by Plex. For more information, stick around after the video to learn how to corral your movies, TV shows, and music from all your streaming services into one place. Stop scrolling, start streaming, get Plex. When Hamilton premiered in 2015, it was more than a Broadway musical. It was a cultural event that redefined what modern theater could achieve. Lin-Manuel Miranda's creation transcended the traditional expectations of musical storytelling. By merging hip-hop, R&B, and classic show tunes to narrate the life of Alexander Hamilton, one of America's founding fathers. What Hamilton accomplished was not merely a retelling of history, but a complete recontextualization of it, filtering America's origin story through the lens of modern identity, diversity, and artistic expression. In doing so, the production not only revived interest in a largely overlooked historical figure, but also presented history itself as a living, evolving narrative that speaks directly to the present moment. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This is a channel about film. Why is he talking about a Broadway show? Well, I will admit that I have never had an intimate experience with theater before, but I've always wanted to. I always respected it for the sheer art form, and for its influence on the birth of motion pictures. Recently, finally, I had the opportunity to see Hamilton on stage at the Citizens Opera House in Boston, and it was an experience that captivated me in more ways than one. So I felt it was worth talking about. Besides, this is my channel, and I can start a whole theatrical revolution on topics if I so choose. At its core, Hamilton operates as both historical lesson and artistic reinterpretation. By casting predominantly Black and Latino actors in the roles of the Founding Fathers and their contemporaries, the musical creates an intentional dissonance between the actors' identities and those of the real-life figures they portray. This choice reframes the American Revolution as a universal story of struggle, ambition, that belongs not just to the white elite of the 18th century, but to everyone who has ever fought for a place in the American narrative. The idea of America then, told by America now, as Miranda has often described it, becomes the musical's guiding principle. The audience is invited to witness the creation of a nation through the rhythms, language, and voices of the present day, transforming a distant past into something immediate, urgent, and profoundly relatable. Thematically, Hamilton is an exploration of legacy, ambition, and the pursuit of identity, both personal and national. Alexander Hamilton himself, as depicted in the show, is a man driven by relentless determination, aware that he is writing himself into history with every word he pens. The play's modern sensibility amplifies this through rapid-fire lyrics, rhythmic precision, and linguistic inventiveness that mirror the energy and volatility of Hamilton's own life. This linguistic style, rooted in the poetic dexterity of hip-hop, becomes a metaphor for Hamilton's intellect and ambition. It's as if his mind moves faster than the world around him. By employing this musical form, Hamilton bridges centuries of cultural distance, drawing parallels between the revolutionary fervor of the 18th century and the creative rebellion embodied by hip-hop in the 20th and 21st. Visually, Hamilton's staging enhances its reinterpretation of history through striking theatrical simplicity and a rhythmic choreography. Director Thomas Kail and choreographer Andy Blankenbauer craft a kinetic world in which the set itself, anchored by a rotating stage, mirrors the ever-turning wheels of time, history, and fate. The ensemble moves like a living organism, representing both the flow of history and the passage of human consequence. The minimalistic wooden scaffolds and muted lighting suggest that the past is always under construction, unfinished, imperfect, and open to reinterpretation. This constant motion keeps the audience aware that history, much like theater, is performative. It exists only through the act of retelling. For me, the lighting is what truly immersed me into this world. Its role was crucial in shaping the audience's psychological experience and reinforcing the emotional and thematic undercurrents of the story. The show frequently employs warm, amber tones during moments of intimacy or reflection, such as Hamilton and Eliza's quieter scenes, creating a sense of safety, closeness, and vulnerability. In contrast, cooler, stark lighting dominates political debates, confrontations, and moments of tension, emphasizing emotional distance, conflict, and the high stakes of Hamilton's ambition. The strategic use of shadows and focused spotlights often isolates characters on the stage, visually representing the internal pressures they face and highlighting their psychological weight of decision, ambition, and legacy. For instance, Hamilton himself frequently stands in a lone spotlight during key soliloquies or moments of self-reflection, symbolizing both his isolation and the relentless drive for significance that separates him from those around him. Additionally, the rotating stage combined with dynamic lighting underscores the relentless passage of time and the inescapability of history, mirroring Hamilton's psychological urgency to achieve permanence before life ends. In essence, the lighting design is not merely aesthetic, but a psychological tool, guiding the audience's emotional responses while reflecting the inner lives of its characters, especially the tension between ambition, isolation, and human connection. Musically and visually, Hamilton functions as a piece of historic reclamation, where textbooks often sanitize or simplify the founding era. The musical injects humanity, complexity, and emotion back into the narrative. Its soundtrack alone, infused with the swagger of modern music, acts as an auditory bridge between then and now, engaging audiences who may have never connected with traditional historical storytelling. The show's ability to make an 18th century political debate feel like a rap battle is far more than stylistic novelty. It is an act of democratization. It translates the inaccessible language of history into something vibrant and immediate, reshaping cultural memory through entertainment. The impact of Hamilton extends beyond the stage. It reintegrated public interest in Alexander Hamilton, whose story had long been overshadowed by figures like Washington and Jefferson. Following the musical's success, sales of Ron Chernow's biography, the basis for the show, skyrocketed, and discussions about Hamilton's legacy resurfaced in political and educational contexts. But more importantly, the show sparked broader cultural conversations about race, identity, and who gets to tell America's story. By reimagining the founding of a nation through the faces and voices of people of color, Hamilton subverts historical exclusions and reclaims ownership over the mythos of America's beginnings. In essence, Hamilton represents a new chapter in the evolution of theater, one where artistic innovation becomes a tool of historical reflection. Its success lies in its dual nature. It educates while it entertains, reveres history while reshaping it, and celebrates America's ideals while interrogating them. It invites audiences to reconsider the power of storytelling, to recognize that history is not a static record, but a living dialogue between past and present. Through its stunning visual presentation, revolutionary music, and inspiring cast, Hamilton transforms a forgotten chapter of American history into a cultural phenomenon. It does not merely reintroduce Alexander Hamilton to the masses, it actually resurrects him in the spirit of the modern age, turning the stage into a mirror of both America's origins and its ongoing struggle to define itself. In this way, Hamilton becomes more than a musical. It becomes a declaration that art has the power to rewrite history, not by changing the facts, but by changing the voices through which the facts are told. At the heart of Hamilton's psychology is the concept of existential significance, the human desire to leave a mark on the world, to assert that one's life matters. Psychologists such as Erik Erikson have theorized that adulthood is defined by the search for generativity, the drive to create something that will outlive oneself. Hamilton embodies this need to an extreme. From his earliest days as an orphaned immigrant, he demonstrates an insatiable drive to ascend socially, intellectually, and even politically. His motivations are less about immediate comfort or emotional connection, and more about ensuring that his name will echo through history. In this light, Hamilton's life can be interpreted as a conscious negotiation between existential fulfillment and the immediate joys of human experience, joys he frequently sacrifices in pursuit of recognition. This psychological drive manifests in both productive and destructive ways. On one hand, Hamilton's ambition fuels brilliance. He writes prolifically, contributes to the creation of the United States financial system, and leaves a tangible mark on his society. On the other, it blinds him to emotional realities and personal relationships. His marriage to Eliza is marked by devotion, yet also by neglect. His political rivalries with Aaron Burr and Thomas Jefferson escalate to personal animosity. His pursuit of legacy ultimately leads to a fatal duel. Miranda's Hamilton illustrates a fundamental psychological conflict, the tension between self-actualization through achievement and self-fulfillment through human connection. Beneath Hamilton's outward confidence lies a profound sense of insecurity, a common psychological drive for individuals seeking significance. His obsession with writing, debating, and producing is not simply ambition, but a response to a fear of being forgotten, of being irrelevant. This aligns with contemporary psychological theories, such as terror management theory, which suggests that the awareness of mortality drives humans to seek enduring symbolic immortality through achievements or legacy. Hamilton's need to leave a permanent mark eclipses his appreciation of the ephemeral, intimate moments in life, suggesting that the pursuit of significance can paradoxically alienate individuals from what makes life truly meaningful. The musical itself reinforces these psychological themes through its structure and presentation. Fast-paced lyrics and relentless rhythm mirror Hamilton's cognitive restlessness. His mind constantly moves ahead, planning, strategizing, and producing. The narrative contrasts Hamilton with Burr, whose ambivalence and desire for quieter significance highlight the psychological cost of unchecked ambition. Where Hamilton pursues recognition at all costs, Burr's caution represents the human tension between ambition and prudence, between the hunger for significance and the acceptance of life's transient joys. Hamilton's downfall can be seen as a psychological inevitability. By prioritizing legacy above all else, he leaves himself vulnerable to errors of judgment and interpersonal estrangement. His fixation on immortality through achievements blinds him to immediate moral, emotional, and relational interpretives. Psychologically, the musical presents a cautionary tale. The need to matter, while universally human, can dominate consciousness to a detriment of meaningful living, turning life into a series of accomplishments rather than a balanced experience of love, connection, and reflection. Hamilton serves as a rich psychological study of the human pursuit of significance. Through Alexander Hamilton's relentless drive, Miranda portrays both the brilliance and tragedy inherent in those who prioritize legacy above all else. The musical asks audiences to reflect on their own lives. How much do we live for recognition? How much do we live for what is intrinsically meaningful? By framing history as a psychological exploration of ambition, Hamilton elevates itself beyond entertainment, offering a mirror to our own struggles with purpose, mortality, and the delicate balance between achievement and authentic human fulfillment. Managing the overwhelming number of streaming services that we all subscribe to can be a nightmare, making us wish for some sort of one-stop destination for all of our movies, TV shows, and music. Well, thankfully, Plex has the answer, bringing together free ad-supported movies, shows, and live TV with the power to search and add to your watch list any title ever made, no matter which streaming service it's on. Plex keeps everything in one place, even for theater releases. Discover more and search faster by customizing your experience. Add friends, share thoughts, and find your next binge-worthy title. Track your favorite actors with Discover credits. See all their movies and shows in one place. Stream your own movies, TV shows, music, and photos anywhere on any device. And best of all, Plex is a free streaming app for everyone, supported by ads that help bring you content from partners like Lionsgate, AMC, and even A24. Stream instantly from your computer, phone, tablet, game console, smart TV, or streaming media player. While you don't need an account to use Plex, signing up does give you extra benefits, such as your own universal watch list, the ability to customize search results, seamlessly watching across all devices, and more. And if you want to unlock even more incredible features, consider joining Plex Pass, Plex's premium subscription, which gives power users advanced features for managing personal media libraries. Just follow the link down in the description today to join more than 17 million users worldwide who trust Plex as their entertainment concierge, helping them discover, organize, and enjoy the best content across all of their favorite platforms. Stop scrolling, start streaming, get Plex. Well, friends, that's going to be all for now. If you're interested in this film, I urge you to check it out for yourself and formulate your own thoughts and opinions about it. I hope you come share those thoughts in the comments. Let me know if there are any movies that you would like to see discussed on this channel. I always love to hear from you guys, and I do my best to try and respond to everyone. As always, I have put a link down in the description to a physical copy of the film, if one exists, so that you can add it to your collection. Using that link helps out the channel, and that is always appreciated. Furthermore, if you like the video, I urge you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already. I know many of you watching aren't yet subscribed, so help support the channel. Subscribe. If you'd like to go the extra mile and support the channel even more, we do have a Patreon. And if you sign up for our Rated R tier level, you can get yourself access to the ETF Digital Archive. We get a lot of compliments about the VHS collection that you guys see in the background of almost all of our videos. Well, we have been hard at work slowly digitizing that collection and creating a place where we can share it with all of you. Thanks to the help of the Plex platform, one of this channel's sponsors, we can now do just that. This is our way of doing our part to help preserve that gritty, nostalgic VHS look and feeling, before it's gone forever. So as a special thank you for becoming a Rated R tier member, you will be added to our ETF Archive Plex server, so that you can stream our VHS collection from anywhere at any time. It's basically like having a streaming service for VHS, which I think is pretty cool. We also have a Mercari store, where you can go and get yourself a little piece of the ETF archive. While collecting VHS, Blu-rays, and DVDs over many years, we wind up with lots of duplicates, and we unfortunately can't store them all. So on our Mercari shop, we have those for sale. Purchasing those not only expands your collection, but makes room for us to expand ours. All the links for everything are down in the description. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.